Thomas and the Colors. All the engines on Sodor enjoy pulling passenger cars. Taking passengers makes them feel proud and useful. The Fat Controller had an important announcement to make. He boomed. All the engines were very excited. Last year, James had pulled the Sodor team. His passenger cars had been decorated with ribbons and flags. Everyone had cheered. This year, Thomas wanted to pull the Sodor team cars. He was going to try hard to finish his jobs first. Soon, Thomas's work was done. He was sure he had finished first, and he steamed proudly to the yards. But when he puffed into the yards, there was James. James had finished all his jobs first, cried Thomas. Huffed James proudly. Thomas was upset. He huffed. Snorted James. Thomas was very unhappy. He wished. He wanted to find a way to make James change his mind. James was on his way to collect the Sodor team, but he had to stop at a signal. Thomas puffed up next to him. He told Thomas. But James didn't want to take the Fat Controller or the trophy. He thought wearing the team colors was much more exciting. Thomas tried to think of another way to make James change his mind. James puffed along by the canal. Thomas raced up alongside. He cried, puffed Thomas. But James didn't think so. He thought he looked splendid, and he puffed off smiling. Thomas's idea to take the team hadn't worked. He had to think of another one. James was still puffing proudly to collect the Sodor team. Thomas was puffing along too. He was thinking hard. Suddenly, an idea flew into his funnel. Thomas pulled up to the signal box. He was pleased that James hadn't yet arrived. So the signalman pulled a big lever. Then Thomas watched James fly into the siding. The siding hadn't been used for a long time. It was very overgrown. Thomas heard scratching and scraping sounds. When Thomas saw what had happened, he could not believe his eyes. Cried Thomas. All the green and white flags had been ripped off from James's funnel and cab. Cried James. Thomas felt terrible. He said, and steamed quickly away. Thomas felt very silly. He wanted to take the team, and he had spoiled everything. Just then, he saw Bertie. Bertie was taking children to the football game. They were all carrying flags and wearing scarves. But Bertie had broken down. Smoke was coming from his radiator, and his engine made a wheezing sound. Said Bertie. Puffed Thomas. Thomas felt bad. He had already got James into trouble, and now he couldn't help Bertie. Suddenly, Thomas had an idea. So Thomas quickly collected Annie and Clarabelle, and he took the children to the siding. They had a wonderful time. They decorated James with their scarves and flags. He looked splendid. When James arrived at the football field, everybody cheered. They all thought he looked wonderful. Puffed James proudly. Thomas was very pleased. Thomas asked hopefully. James thought that was a grand idea. He teased.